Hey everyone, it's Jeremy here for Geeks of the Roundtable. Today Megan's with me and we're gonna have a little discussion about DC Universe Online. This was a game that I got into at launch, Megan got into it not far after launch, and we put years and years into this game. We are going to have a discussion about is it worth returning in 2019. Megan did, I did, but we're gonna find out how far. Coming up. A little bit of backstory before we truly get into this one. I was an original launch. I have the disc on the PS3 version of DC Universe Online, and I absolutely loved it. I spent years and years playing this game. Megan, when did you get into it? It was a few years later?
I think I played it for about 2 years consistently.
So 2 years. And I mean, you had 2 years, but that was around, what, a year and a half, 2 years after I got into it?
Roughly, yeah. Yeah,
so we put 4 years at least playing this game. And you go, and the reasons we left really irrelevant. It had a lot to do with in-game league BS.
Lots of drama.
Yeah, the drama, right? You know, we decided to leave the game, and then, you know, Destiny was coming out, and Elder Scrolls Online was coming out, and
life happened with kids.
And kids. Yeah, that was a big one too. But, you know, it was probably my most favorite game ever. And I say that simply based on the time that I've put into it. I have yet to come across a game that combined the action combat system with not just the 3 metas, but the 4 metas with the controller, consistent content, you know, and then it didn't have as much consistent content after, what was it, the Tartarus, or not the Tartarus, the
Nexus
and that DLC. You know, the content started dwindling down, combined with every other reason we just stated, and we got out of the game. Megan decided to give it a whirl again, and since she had it downloaded, I loaded it up. I had a free upgrade to the new low CR level of 210, I guess. What are you seeing now, Megan? CR 250, 260?
243.
So is that what you're at now?
No, I'm still at the 210, but I think I've seen in the 240s, but I can't remember. I haven't done much with a lot of groups, so I haven't seen very many CRs.
Why don't you give us a little bit of a backstory on why you had to start over?
Well, I'm not entirely sure what happened with my PlayStation account, whether it got hacked. I had to create a whole new account, so I lost all of my content on any game that I played.
So basically what happened was, you know, you tried it, you downloaded it, whirled it up, and what happened? She ended up subscribing. So...
You called me on that.
Yeah, I said that a week before she did it. She downloaded it, I was like, oh, you're gonna end up subscribing again. And she did. So what's the first thing that happened when you subscribed?
I got the inventory space I wanted. That's the original reason why I did it. I was so sick of having 0 inventory space and 0 bank space for anything.
All right. How much is it now?
$20 a month.
Yeah. They upped the monthly fee
by $5.
By $5. So,
but they do give you the option though to subscribe for a year, and it breaks the cost down to $10 a month.
But it's still a year commitment.
It's still a year commitment, yes. If you're willing to commit for a year, it is cheaper.
Yeah, but that's the price of a deluxe game.
Yes.
Like that is a brand new, that's a Red Dead Redemption 2 Ultimate Edition. That's a Anthem Ultimate Edition. You know, these are AAA title Ultimate Edition games that they're charging you. Now, granted, it's for a year worth of content, but I mean, have the graphics actually changed?
Not really, no.
No, they got smoother.
Smoother, yes.
Yeah.
Load screen times are shorter. I haven't DC'd once.
No, so let's talk about this. Okay, they had quite a few years since we've played, and now it seems to be that they're phasing out support for PlayStation 3. So the one thing I noticed when I logged in was everything was faster. Everything. You loaded faster, you're in and out of cities, where police stations, the watchtower, all of it was faster. From a stability standpoint, a lot of the bugs that we were plagued by, all gone. It's stable. They've really tuned the game to utilize the PlayStation 4 because they're not concentrating on PlayStation 3 stability anymore. So they're able to do that, no problem at all. But you know what they didn't do? It's still PlayStation 3 graphics. It's a PlayStation 3 engine. You know, the gameplay literally hasn't changed at all. And that's okay, because I think that's what I really loved about it.
Gameplay was great because it's the first game that I ever got into playing ever, and I was able to pick it up and do fairly well at it myself and have fun with it. And I'm not a first-person shooter game person?
Right, yeah, no, you didn't go for Destiny at all.
No, I hated Destiny. So with these graphics and this gameplay, I was able to pick it up not being a gamer and be able to compete with people that were gamers. Not that I beat them, but I could compete with them at a more equal level.
You stayed true to nature, which, you know, proved, even when nature wasn't the flavor of the month, that you learn your power, you learn your skill or whatever. Skill still mattered.
You made me try sorcery, and I think you made me try something else too.
Oh, you probably tried them, yeah.
Yeah, was it electric or something, I think you tried?
Let's put a little disclaimer here. We spent, especially together, hundreds and hundreds of dollars in this game.
Yes.
So, you know, like I said, I paid for the disc. You didn't. When Megan got into it, it was already in the free-to-play model, but we fully subscribed. So we were still paying $15 a month each. So we, like, out of this house, it was $30 a month.
That's just to play, not including replay badges, respec tokens,
power changes, movement changes,
radars, because we were buying the radars, which are now free.
Okay, so
they drop.
That's the first thing I noticed when I logged in. Yes, I get that one upgrade to bring my CR level from what it was like 103 up to 210. So I'm semi-competitive again. However, I can't do anything at my CR level. I can, that's just my CR level, but I can't really do anything to try and build up better gear because I don't have the DLCs bought. I don't have, like, what are they? It's not DLCs anymore. It's episodes. They sell them by the episodes for $15 an episode.
Which is the same as what it was before. It was $15 a DLC back then as well.
Right. So they haven't gone away from their absolute microtransaction. And it's not even small microtransactions. In the menu, I had multiple characters. So I went to look and see, hey, can I upgrade a different character? And no, it would have cost 5,000 marketplace cash. That's like $50, like $50 to bring that character to relevance. And none of the gear he has is relevant. And let alone, you can't even do anything to build it up naturally anymore because you don't have the DLCs. So they're still microtransactioning the absolute shit out of this game.
Yes.
That's the first thing I noticed is there's nothing available. You can't, you know, part of the reason we get out is because of the greed, you know. Everything about it, replay badges, all this, it's all about making money off of people, and it's still that way. So I personally, I'm not gonna be resubbing to this game. I'm not doing it. And at an increased cost. You know, the gameplay's still great. The graphics, sure, they haven't changed, whatever. That's not really why you're there. Stability's there. Sure, you'd expect it. There's far more advanced games that are far more stable. Well, now they're equally stable. But you're just hammering them for money.
Yeah, but none of them have been as fun as DC.
No, they're not as fun.
We tried Neverwinter.
But all the
okay.
content is free. All of it.
All the content is free. But I didn't find it as fun. Elder Scrolls Online was a flop.
Yeah, that one wasn't free. I think, is it free? I couldn't even tell you if it's free now. It
But
doesn't
both
matter.
of us went and bought that game.
Yep.
We both dropped the $80. We both downloaded it to play it, and you did a lot more than I did in the game. I couldn't get into it. I hated that you had to run everywhere.
Yep.
Or you had to pay to use the warps. But that got more and more expensive as you went, and you ran out of money. And you had to wait around to find people to do an instance so that you could gain a piece of gear, where in DC you queue in and away you go.
I'm not going to argue, because our entire PlayStation group got into Elder Scrolls, and not one of them is still playing Elder Scrolls.
No.
To us, it was to the whole group, it was a flop. I mean,
Yes.
even Neverwinter, we put more time into Neverwinter, saying that, hey, this is like this is what Elder Scrolls should have been.
Yes.
But it's not.
It still didn't compare to the ease of DC.
But it was free.
It was free.
You
definitely.
could do everything for free. You know, if you wanted the convenience items, you had to pay money. You wanted to get around the world faster because of pets, you had to pay money. DC doesn't take that model. DC, really, it's here's our campaign that is from 2011, and that and a little bit of endgame content, and that's all it is for free.
Yeah.
Like Warhammer's completely free, and it's got tons and tons and tons of things to do.
Yeah, but didn't you say you're not a big fan of it?
Skyforge.
That's it.
It was Skyforge. I found Skyforge and Terra, and they're not the same. They're just not. So really what I did was I went on a search to find some of these free-to-play MMOs and see if any of them had a more combat action style gameplay, almost like DC. See, again, I missed the gameplay of DC. And Neverwinter and Elder Scrolls, I mean, they're just straight up PC ports. So there's no real comboing like there is in DC. DC was so unique and special, and that's why it got, I mean, 4.5, 5 years of my life, and at least 2.5 from Megan.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was something great, but is it worth going back to now in 2019? Megan thinks yes. Why is it?
For right now, who knows if I'm gonna want to do it in a month from now, but it's been killing some time for me right now when I have a little bit of time.
But you're starting a whole new tune. You didn't
Yes.
just grab your account. Circumstances happened where you had nothing.
I had nothing.
You're feet hunting again. I
Yes.
mean, you had more feet points than I did. You were, I mean, years and years ago, you were at 170?
At least.
You know, that's when the max level players were sitting at 185,
Yeah, I liked to feet hunt, okay?
which is fine.
I
But
like
I
my
mean, you're starting that
trophies.
whole grind over again.
Yes.
And here's the kicker with feats. You have to spend money. Or what you do, no matter what, you have to subscribe or do the in-game purchases to straight out change your powers. Or not your power, your movement. You have to change your movement to get the feats.
And to get trophies, you have to change your mentor or start a new character, because you have to get level 30 on every type of, like Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman. You have to get up to level 30 on a character based on those 3 in order to get trophies. I know it's a big grind, but I don't mind the grind sometimes.
She's a trophy hunter. I mean, she 100%ed some games, and like Diablo, right?
Diablo,
she went
yeah.
through and
Diablo 3, yeah.
it's she did you had to do hardcore.
Without dying.
Well, you can't die because it's hardcore.
Yeah.
But she did the hardcore, but she 100%ed the game, you know. So I don't have that in me. I'm not a trophy hunter.
And I was trying to get the on DC, the gather feats, and one of them was gather 25,000 shinies. I wasn't that far off. And you didn't mind that because I was constantly searching for them, and I would give them to you.
Constantly, yeah.
And I would give them to you.
As a returning player, what would you have to say to another player who's on the fence? Are they coming back? Are they not? What can you say? Like where you stand, how would you sell it to them?
How would I sell it to them? For a returning player, I don't know if I could. I'd have to know why they got out of it to begin with. Because there's a lot, if you got out of it because of drama, there's probably a lot less drama because there's a lot less people.
There's still tons of people.
There's still a lot of people.
Out of the police station, there's still a massive population. Now,
Yes.
it might not be in the millions,
No.
but it's nowhere near dead.
No, it's not. But if you're getting into it and you want to be able to play all of it, you can't. Because you'll sit there for an hour to queue in for one of the lower level raids if you want to do that.
No, we're talking returning players, though.
Yes, but a returning player might need stuff out of there for feat hunting if they're looking to get skill points.
What about a new player?
A new player, have at her. I don't. If you're looking, I would try it for a month. If you're a new player, subscribe for 1 month. It's $20. See how you like it, and go from there. If you really like it after that 1 month, you can easily get up to the. You could do that 210 option to get up to level CR 210, and go from there and start doing stuff. If you like it and you think, sure, I can do this for a year. Pay I think it's like $120 or something like that for the year, and give it a go. Look at it as $10 a month to play. You can come and go as you please. You can go on for 10 minutes, do an event, and get off, or you can go on like we used to go on when we got home from work on a Friday afternoon. Get off at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, go to bed, get up, get back on first thing in the morning, play all day till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, do it again on Sunday, then go to work during the week. That used to be our weekend.
Yeah, in that regards, as a couple that was into it, I never considered it a bad usage of money.
No.
To me, it always came off as it was good entertainment for us because we both enjoyed it.
Yes.
But it was cheap entertainment. Right?
Yeah,
like
at
if the
$30
two of us
a month,
really were
yes.
not, especially back at that point in our lives, we're not going out to the bar, we're not going out to restaurants. We're saving a ton of money really by just hermiting in, and what do they call it now? It's Netflix and chill. Yeah. Right? Like back then it was DC and chill.
Yes.
Yeah,
and you can find yourself a good group of people to play with, like what you did. When you started off with the game, you and 3 other guys found each other and really got into playing. We got into the league, and then that group kind of expanded and
it blew up from there. And
yeah.
And I'm gonna go out on a limb. It didn't happen. You got a league invite, just a random person giving a league invite.
Yes.
It is a tiny ass league, let me tell you. And I mean, you invited me in just so that we could queue or whatever, but and I got the league hall and I found it and went in there just to have a little look. And I mean, it's the same dude in all the statues. So there's like 10 people at most in this league. So it's nowhere near what we used to have when there was, 30, 35 people on at any given time.
Yeah.
But.
And we weren't even a huge league.
No. As a new player, if you're a new player coming to this game, don't spend the money right away. Do the campaign. You got at least a 15-hour grind. If you don't want a power level, you're doing all your side missions.
I didn't take 15 hours to get up to level 30.
Did you do all the sides?
All the ones that I could.
So what do you got in it then? Do you have 10 hours?
I wouldn't think I had 10 hours. To get to level 30? No, I don't think I had 10 hours. But I also knew what I was doing.
That's a little disheartening then, because then you know what? Right out of the gate, yeah, it's free to play, but it's a trap model. It's a taste then. It's it's not even like the trailer. It's the teaser trailer. That's it. You gotta pay money to see the trailer.
Yes.
It's still a great comic book story. If you're a comic book fan and you want to kind of tinker around with a kind of a fun game, I do recommend jumping in, building a character, get it to end game, which is level 30. You could do the first couple acts, I think, for free. You don't really need to worry about inventory space.
Yeah, I think you can do the back caves for free.
Right. And stuff like that. It's all the beginner stuff.
If you can get a group to queue in to do it with you.
I would say you have 15 hours of free content. And that's not bad if you want to come in and give it a try. But no, if you're a hardcore gamer, well, okay, so hardcore gamers, let's face it, they've already played this game.
Yes.
Right? So we're talking casual gamers who are new and looking for something. As a returning player, I'm not into it. I'm not, and I mean, I've sat here and you've watched me, and do I even give them the $20? I can't do it. I just can't do it. The PS Plus just renewed with a couple new games. I downloaded them instead, you know, and I can't do it. It's not past the microtransactioning people to death.
No, it's not going to. They make too much money. They're not going to get rid of that.
And that's why I can't. I was about as diehard as it gets, and I'm done.
Well, it's been a few years. Like I said, it's been about 4 years since we've been really into it, and I'm having fun right now.
All right, so if you're into this game, let us know in the comments below. What do you think? Are you, did you even leave it? Or have you been a diehard? Are you a day one to current? Or have you got into it? What point did you get into it? What was the state of the game like? Are you in a big league? Really, what do you feel about DC Universe Online? If you're someone who's on the fence, don't hesitate to drop a couple questions. We're 2 seasoned players, but you know, Megan's back into it, so there's a lot of questions she can answer. Thanks for watching. Check back often for more videos. And until next time, this is Jeremy and Megan for Geeks of the Roundtable.